This episode is sponsored by MON Fitness. MON Fitness, run by Michael O'Neill, offers affordable small group training based in the West Belfast area, just at the bottom of Suffolk Road. MON Fitness, in only its second year, continues to grow, and if you check out their social media pages on Instagram or Facebook, the results will show for themselves. They are now currently doing a 3-day free pass for the start of the year. There is only 10 spaces available, so make sure you get in touch with MON Fitness and get yourself booked in for a new year and start 2024 on a good note. I'm here with Decky McCrory, the Willowbank manager. And Decky, I think congratulations are in order. Well done, mate.
Cheers, Gary. Still buzzing off
So,
it from Monday night.
so for anyone who doesn't know, you've just recently won the Border Cup in only your second year in intermediate football, which is some
Yeah.
achievement to do it at any time, but to be in intermediate football for such a short spell, I'm sure that you boys are, like you said, you are buzzing, but I'm sure you are just completely flying high the whole week on it.
No, definitely. But it was believe it or not, it was something. It wasn't a cup that we targeted, but it was a goal that myself and the players set among ourselves was to make one intermediate final this year and get promoted. So
Yeah,
it wasn't completely unexpected for us to be in that situation. Um, I think from pre-season we set our stall out in a different manner. The ball really brought into a couple of tactical changes that myself and the other coaches brought into play, and then from there, we just took off. And I think I think even just not just winning the cup, the manner in which we done it, the state of play that we were able to showcase was really important for myself. The players got that across because despite us winning 3-0 in the semi final, I don't think we ever left first gear or really showed ourselves to our full amount.
yeah,
So I was buzzing with the performance overall, and obviously the trophy at the end of it as well.
yeah. There shouldn't have been, to me personally, knowing you, there shouldn't be a shock. And to anybody who follows football and has seen you play, it shouldn't be a shock, especially when you look at your results even this season, the amount of Premier Division teams you've beaten. But I think
Yeah.
what shocked everybody was the style and the actual scoreline, which I'm sure even in your wildest dreams you weren't thinking about go that well, or did you?
No, not a mission. No. I don't think any. I've never seen a more one-sided final. I don't know. I asked their captain at the end of the match, did they go out celebrating after the Stadium Suns or whatever? And he says they didn't, but I don't know whether some of them did and just didn't say nothing because I don't know if they underestimated us or over celebrated the Stadium Suns. But from the first whistle, it was just a different level that my boys showed. And
Yeah,
in saying that as well, obviously having the trophy in the bag, even subconsciously, you might not be, you might say that we want to do 2 trophies in a week and it means X amount to us or whatever, but just even 1 or 2% difference could be massive in any game.
yeah.
And I think our boys had that wee edge just.
Yeah, like knowing your players, obviously I've taught a lot of your boys to drive and stuff.
Yeah.
Like coming out of junior football, you obviously got promoted. You won the junior shield that year, but the fact that you didn't win the league and you didn't win the Cathcart Cup final, like speaking to like Gaza Manson, he was like, "We're fuming. We want to put this right." For some people that would be success, but for you, just wanted to kick on. So last year, he's obviously kicked on, won 1C, competed in the cups, and then this year, talking to Kieran Winchester, he's saying to me, "No, we're going to level above this year. This year, we want to compete to win these cups as well as get promoted." It's like
Yeah.
it's just constantly setting these goals, but always constantly improving. And it's the same set of players on the majority. So how is it that you just keep doing that? Is it the players' mentality? Is it the stuff that the coaches instill in them? How is it that you have that edge?
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things. The complete and other like single-minded mindsets of my players are just constantly on progressing, and that's the same. It's the same mindset of myself and the other coaches. If we're not progressing, we're falling behind. So we're always looking to gauge that gauge that edge. We're always looking to move ahead. We're always looking at. I mean, the players. I told them at the start of the season, maybe pre-season, you can't come to our trainings and expect me to get you fit. 2 hours a
Yeah,
week isn't enough. Turn up
yeah,
fit, and I'll make you sharp. So our training sessions have been always quick tempo, loads of rondos, and then maybe finishing off with a bit of tactical just to sharpen up in the and that side of things. But I think the fitness of the players just keeps going up and up, and we're able to keep up with each level we step up in, if that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Because the boys just live for football. I think that's a big thing. It's
yeah.
it's massive for these boys' lives, what they do on a Saturday, and they just commit to it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, the envy of most clubs is to be able to have that group with all fight for each other, go together. They're all Willowbank men. Like looking at your team sheet, to think Big Matt, your centre half's the only person who hasn't come up through Willowbank or came from the area. So you have that,
Yeah,
but also like you said, that single mindedness to go out and improve your fitness to want to win, and then I think your players just knowing them and then knowing you as well that you just have this confidence no matter who's come up against you, you'll have a go and you'll compete against them and majority of the time win as well.
yeah. There's no other way of doing it. There's no point being involved. Even Saturday, tomorrow here, there's
Yeah,
no point us being in the Irish Cup if we're not going to give someone a go. Do you know, if we're
yeah,
not going to go, right, okay, no one fancies to win it. Obviously, we don't. Like, you can't say we're going to win the Irish Cup, but if you don't have belief that you're going to compete in the games and give yourself a crack at like this, getting into this fifth round was like us winning it, you know. But
yeah,
now we're here. It's like, okay, can we get into the last 16? Why
yeah.
not?
Yeah, exactly. So on to tomorrow's game, perfect way to
Yeah.
start it. Obviously tough opposition. Have you looked at them much, or are you just going to go and play your game and showcase yourselves and just enjoy the occasion, or what way are you looking at it?
So as always, we'll turn up and we'll just play our way.
Yeah,
It wouldn't suit us to play another way. If we set in deep and invaded, long balls and pressure and a mount, and then um we won't be able to put our stamp on the game. So we'll go down there, we'll press high, and we'll play from the back as always. But I have tried doing research on them as I do for
mm,
any team we come up against. But it's actually shocked me the lack of research the higher teams seem to do to the Irish League.
yeah,
I asked a couple of people, and one was Crusaders, and they said they haven't really done any work on opposition this season,
right,
so I couldn't get any information. Um, I had one small report from another club, but I thought they all would have been highly opposition focused,
yeah,
tinker this and tweak that, but it doesn't seem to be at every team.
yeah,
So I haven't been able to really go specifically different in any area. So I'll just have to assess tomorrow and see what they come up against. I know they like to play from the back, so hopefully implement some sort of high press, and I know that they like attacking, so I hopefully hit them on the counter. But
yeah.
apart from that, it's a complete unknown for myself.
Yeah, it's one of them ones as well where the Irish League obviously is what it is. But I actually went to a seminar in the summer. It was a guy, he's a scout that Ajax run it, who's from here, and he's worked with a lot of Irish League clubs because he was like, there's not really enough video analysis out there. Like some clubs have it, and some clubs don't. Some clubs use it, some clubs don't. Some
Yeah.
have it but don't know how to use it, and also. But like you said, like from the outside looking in, you're thinking these all have like the likes of VOs, for example. You could
Aye.
watch your opponent's 90-minute game and do clips and do this and that there. But I suppose like anything, especially the part time clubs, they're almost limited like junior and intermediate clubs at the same time because you only get a few hours
Yeah.
a week, so it can be hard. But
Yeah.
for you guys anyway, are you hoping that a way that they take us too lightly and it'll sort of give you a bit of surprise, or do you think they're going to go strong and maybe put their stamp in the game and make sure that they maybe get a bit of a confidence builder themselves? What's probably what they're aiming for. I think they'll get a couple of goals up and then they can go from there. What do you think they're
Yeah.
going to set up like? Have you any thoughts on it?
I think maybe before Monday they would have went a little bit later, may have rotated a couple of players.
Yeah,
But I think I listened to Rodney McCrory speaking earlier on. Someone sent me a video, and he says he's going full strength.
right.
It's a cup that he really believes in, wants to go strong in, and obviously they're doing well in the League Cup as well. I think they're in the semi-finals against Linfield.
Yeah,
They're just off the back of a 5-0 win against Newry, another Irish League team, obviously. So they seem to be hitting good form, and they're flat. They're obviously still in the Irish Cup. They're the first round. They're in the League Cup semi final.
yeah,
So they seem to be going all out for the cup competitions.
yeah,
And I don't see them resting many players against us, which is kind of a feather in our cap.
Yeah,
I think it's a sign of respect that he won't be playing his under 16s or his reserves or whatever. I think
yeah,
he'll go strong and should, I think will deserve the respect that
yeah.
of that of a strong lineup, and we'll just see how it goes down there.
Yeah, knowing the way you think and we spoke about it, like I don't think he's would want it any other way. He's would want them to go
Nah,
full strength and have a crack at it and have a go because that's what you've worked to get this stage to do. You don't want to play against an academy team and
yeah,
you don't want to then have excuses. Oh, I sure we only played our. If you do win and get the upset, like it's it's what you want to play against is that level. That's what the players are. It's a cup final, like you said earlier. It's basically a cup final for players.
yeah, 100%. It's I mean some of my players obviously they've been playing for Willowbank. Most of them playing for Willowbank from their no age, so they've never been Irish League players. I mean,
Yeah,
Willowbank's youth teams have obviously we've won a Northern Ireland Cup, and we've competed against Linfield under whatever, and they've played against Irish League teams at youth level, but
yeah,
obviously haven't had a sniff of anything close to competing at that level since the youth teams. So this is a watershed moment for the club, but for
yeah,
the players as well to show their capacity to improve or their capacity to compete at the highest level in the country, which is incredible to think how far that's even a possibility from how far we've came from like the days of the club, me playing centre back, getting beat 12-0 by CSP in the park
yeah.
in the BDFL,
And the mad thing is, it wasn't even that long ago. Like it was what
No.
10 years ago or something
Yeah,
along
I'm
those
only
lines. Like,
32. Like, it's not that long
yeah.
ago I was playing.
True. I was thinking about around 16 when you were playing them.
Well, I wouldn't have been too far off. Like,
But no, that's the crazy thing. Like even just we said about it earlier. Like he's only a year and a half in the intermediate football. You've already won your first trophy. I know. Like obviously, when you're junior football, you've won every cup that you could win. He's won the Junior Shield numerous occasions, Junior Cup, Cathcart and Corey's. He's won leagues, but so it shouldn't be a shock in that element. But to be only 18 months in the intermediate football, not only win your first trophy, but also in the same week being in the fifth round of the Irish Cup, it's mad. Some teams have been in intermediate football for years and never been able to do that. And some teams would go 20 years without being able to do it again and all. It
yeah,
is a bit of a whirlwind at your progress as a club.
massively. But as well as that, I think it's just because we're built in such a different way. Um, each player plays in the team has came through the ranks. Most of them, majority of them have, and some of them coach the junior teams as well.
Yeah,
Some of them have are playing have been coached by their teammates. When they were younger.
yeah,
It's just a complete inward looking club, and that's not always a bad. It can be bad things for any club to be too inward looking, but I honestly think that to have such a family orientated unit only is a good thing as long as you can keep producing players that are of the quality that you want to compete in. And
yeah,
lucky enough for us, I mean, this year Owen McCulloch, who's in around the squad, he came from the youth setup last year. Sorry, this year. The year before that, Decky Gill and Oshin, Crawford. Every year you don't need 11 players. You need maybe one or two.
yeah.
It kind of keeps pushing you.
Yeah, just to strengthen you and then also then push on the players that already are. And that's one
Yeah,
thing I've noticed for the last couple of years. There's never been drastic changes. It's just a couple of players coming in from youth teams. You're getting slightly younger in certain areas and then just getting stronger from it.
yeah,
I'm sure the way the club is, like anywhere he's going, anytime he's had a final, semi-final, big game, he's always bringing a big support. So I'm sure the whole community tomorrow will be out in their numbers, are they?
Well, that's the thing. I think a couple of them maybe enjoyed Monday too much. I don't know, don't know if there'll be that many.
Uh,
I mean, it's obviously a brilliant week for the club and whatever, but I would have liked it to be a complete separate occasion
yeah,
to get a bigger crowd, to get a bigger buzz, and even to give me two sessions at least to plan for it. I've only had one session on Thursday, and I couldn't even go too hard because obviously off the back of Monday, and then
yeah,
a match 2 days later, it kind of had to be a late enough session. So I'm not saying we're ill prepared. I just haven't got the same. Maybe it's control freak, and maybe I haven't got the
yeah.
same input as I would normally have in the normal game.
Yeah, you normally have an opportunity to look at games in like a couple of week period or aim for it. Maybe play a
Yeah,
couple of games leading up to that big game, and then you're literally going big game, big game. But it's something you're
yeah,
used to as well, like because you've done that in the past as well. So it's no
yeah.
different either. Like
No, but it's the same, only a slightly different standard, slightly.
Yeah, yeah, slightly. Mate, what's the aims for the rest of the year? And I'm sure promotions on the cards, but at the same time, obviously, you have a lot of league games to play. You
Yeah.
still have the Clarence Cup to play. You're basically unbeaten, and if you look at 90 minutes this year, you're unbeaten in 90 minutes this year. So, apart from penalties, you haven't actually lost any games. So, I'm
Uh,
sure you're still looking at more cup success and then promotion as well.
no, definitely. Trying to get everyone in the Clarence. 'Cause that's one I think we haven't, even as you say, we've done well in junior levels, but anytime we came to the Clarence, we get dumped out by sometimes teams at our own level, sometimes intermediate sides. We've
Yeah,
never really done that well, and I don't know for whatever reason. So I wouldn't mind a cup run in that. And yeah, promotion has to be minimum requirement. All right, the Border Cup was brilliant there on Monday. We're on ITV or whatever, well done,
yeah,
Willowbank, and it's all over the newspapers or whatever. But that all means nothing if you get stuck in the division this season.
yeah.
That's all glitter and smoke. Like that's no good to unless you move up. So promotion's minimum requirement. Hopefully a league title, and then hopefully a wee cup final towards May or April, whenever they play them.
And why not, mate? Because you have shown already as you're capable of doing it. Mate, thanks very much for your time. I know it's a Friday night here, you have a big game tomorrow, big day ahead of you. So I wish you best of luck tomorrow.
100%. Cheers, Gary. Good man.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Bye.
Speak there. Bye.
I'm here with Lee Cathcart from Rosemount Rack. Lee, how are you, mate? You all good?
Good guy, thanks yourself.
All good, mate. I hope you had a nice Christmas and New Year's. Did you get much
Yeah,
time off from the football, did you?
you know, usual. Never get a day.
Mate, big game this week for the club. Away to Loughgall in the fifth round of the Irish Cup. I'm sure there's a big buzz around the town. How is the preparations going?
Okay. We haven't done anything sort of out of the ordinary for it. So everybody is buzzing for it, and it's been we were there a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
Um, it's the same sort of feeling, We've got plenty of supporters going up on Saturday. There's 3 or 4 buses going. The boys are all buzzing for it. Can't wait for it.
the cup run a couple of years ago. Obviously, he was only in intermediate football, what, a year or two when he's got the
Yeah.
fifth round Irish Cup. But to be able to replicate that a couple of years later, when some teams haven't done that in years, or some teams have never got this far in the Irish Cup, to be able to do that twice in such a short period of time, it's a massive thing for the club, isn't it?
It's a big day for the club, and for players as well. There's some boys, obviously new signings and stuff that come out from there. Probably a good lot of signings, and it's their
Yeah,
first time they're getting the chance to do this year. So whenever new players coming in, then that's their first time, a chance to get into it. So it's good to be back again. The last few years we haven't really concentrated too much on the cups,
yeah.
and it done as well in the league, obviously. And this year, to be honest with you, coming into the Irish Cup was at the start of it. It was obviously you don't like to lose games, but it wasn't a big focus. But now we're here. Obviously, we're delighted to where we are.
Yeah, obviously this season going into the Premier Division, it's been a bit of a step up for the boys, and results have been up and down. Not really what you're used to over the
Yeah.
last couple of years because they've been so successful. So, how have you found the transition into the Premier?
Definitely a step up in standard. It's been a tough start so far in the league. We've played 7 games due to the cup competitions, which hasn't been ideal. Maybe getting one league game a month,
Yeah,
bar at the start of the year there. So it is hard. It's trying to get the rhythm going really. We could probably do with our only games more than anything else. As I say, the cup competitions at times have been you know a nice breakaway from the league where things haven't went well for a game or two, and then you're getting your cup distraction from it. The league's still obviously our main priority. Coming into it was go in, find our feet, see how we're going. I think we're a good enough and strong enough squad to definitely stay up in the league, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking to finish, top half of the table, and hopefully, once the cup runs are done, out of the way, that's where we're going to strive towards.
yeah. You've obviously done well. Got the stage Irish Cup. You're still in the Intermediate Cup. You've the Clarence Cup to pay for. So, I'm sure you're just hoping that your cup form in total just sort of transfers over into the league.
Yeah, that's what we need. Probably, that is just that they're going forward, and say I think we have a big enough squad, which is why we did. Obviously, the Irish Cup was said at the start wasn't one we were ever going to go in and win.
Yeah,
And if you were sort of going to give up any cup, it would be that. It'd be nice to go and get. Obviously, last year, it's a tough one, the intermediate, losing out in penalties in the semi-finals. So we're looking at that. And the Clarence we got beaten in the final a couple of years ago. So again, it's another cup would be. But as I say, our squad at the minute, I think, is big enough and strong enough that we can't go in and compete in.
In terms of Saturday, have you any injury worries or anything is there sort of sweating on for the day?
No, that there isn't. It's probably the first time this season where nobody at all's been out. So it's one of them ones you can only pick 18, and we're sitting there with a squad at the minute, 21, 22 boys. Um, it's not going to be nice for anybody, but we'll pick the squad that we feel we can go down and challenge best with.
In terms of the opposition, look, all obviously Premier Division opposition, it's what you would have wanted when you were getting the draw. But in terms of your preparations, have you been looking at them, or are you just going to go and play your game and just see what happens in the day? Or
We'll go up and play our game. We're under no illusions at all. We know Loughgall, their last 3 games, they could be 1-0 by Larne. They've just beat Coleraine and beat Dungannon Swiss. It's, I said the R boys in the semi final that are in there. Sorry, I said the R boys in the fourth round. This is their semi final. We've seen that there before. Our final in the Irish Cup was getting to the fifth round and hopefully drawing the big sides, which we've done. We couldn't really ask for much more. Loughgall's been a team that's been flying, keeping an eye on their results and stuff like that. But we don't know an awful lot about them. Just from what you see on wee videos and clips and stuff, which isn't a whole lot. So yeah, no, it'll be us going out, setting up the way we set up, going out and making as difficult as we can for them. The way look at it's 11 against 11 on the day. Say we're under no illusions. We're not going to say we're going to hammer Loughgall, but we'll go up and be competitive and give them a game and really hope for much more than that.
Yeah, in terms of them, sometimes you get this stage and the opposition see maybe a lower level, they can sometimes take their foot off the gas or maybe a couple of changes to give boys minutes, upsets the rhythm. But you'd imagine if they've lost the last couple of games, they're probably looking at Saturday as a chance to go full strength and get a confidence booster going back in the league.
Well, they've won their last 2 games, so they beat Coleraine 3-1 last Saturday and Dungannon Swiss 2-1 before that there. So I don't know. I know they've got the Blues after, so we're keeping that. Hopefully they do throw out a couple of younger ones, but the younger ones are going to be good enough as well. They're not going to have them at a Premier League club if they're not. I'm sure their manager will be definitely going out to win the game.
Yeah, in terms of the supporters have gone up, you said to 3 or 4 buses, so it's a massive day out for the club. And I know you've had that before a few years ago, but I'm sure people still talk about it in the town as well, and the atmosphere and the environment just created. And I'm sure that everybody, no matter what, will be buzzing for it.
I mean, it was brilliant. You go into our club, the pictures are still up from it, even from the draw and stuff. Even like right from the start, getting to go up to Windsor and you're going in the fifth round draw and seeing that they're all happening. That's the buzz starts then.
Yeah.
And it goes about that village. They're out every single Saturday, down the sideline. It's nice whenever they're your supporters. It's not a great place to come if they're on your back.
Yeah.
But they say that they're coming out in their hundreds this week. There'll be a lot of people who are having to turn people down in buses who's having to drive. We probably could have filled another 1 or 2 buses easily.
Yeah.
But it's a big day for them. It's a big day for the club financial wise. And just another step in the club's history of getting to the fifth round of the Irish Cup.
Yeah.
But as I say, everybody, players, supporters, club, everybody's just looking forward to it now.
This time of year, you always get one upset or one team with potential upset. So obviously, that's what you're looking to go and do, like upset the apple cart and get a result against the higher level opposition. I know it's tough, but I'm sure you have confidence in your boys going in there to be able to, obviously, you said earlier, they can compete at this level, hopefully, but also maybe a wee bit of luck on the day and you can get a result.
That's what you can hope for. As I
Yeah.
said, we're going up. We're under no illusions. We're not going, as I said before, we're not going up and saying, "Oh, we're going to go up and hammer Loughgall." Or if we can go up and compete, frustrate them, play our football, it's our style of play. If you look at it with a free hit, nobody's expecting Rosemount to go and do anything. If we come away for a defeat, it's not going to be a big shock about the place. Can we go up and cause an upset? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll have confidence. As I said, 11 against 11. Nobody knows what happens on the day.
Yeah. But what you said earlier as well about it almost being like an amateur league team's final, getting to this stage, I think as well, it's shown in the past it can really help teams like just getting to a stage and having that experience of being in a big environment and a big day like that with a big crowd. It can help you in later stages. And I know you obviously have had intermediate cup runs and all in the past, but it could really stand as in good stead as you go further on in the season. If you were to get the semi-final or a final intermediate cup or the Clarence Cup, I'm sure that experience your boys have will hopefully give them a wee bit of an advantage over their opponents come that stage.
I know 100%. That's, the boys have to take something away from it.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw, going up, said already, a few of them have done it before. The majority of them in Saturday here probably won't have been anywhere near this year round. And yeah, no, you definitely have to take that there forward a bit. They'll always remember, but definitely for experience, even going forward this season, to play against boys at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely handling a good stead.
And then in terms of the rest of the season, obviously, you have a lot of league games left to play. 7 league games at this stage, and then you have to play 26. It's always a tight schedule. But you said earlier you have a big squad. Is it something you're still looking to improve on? And I'm sure you're always looking to improve on the squad.
We are always looking to improve. If the right player comes up, we'll be going out to look for them. What we do, but we're happy with what we have there at the minute also. It is probably going to, it's looking at the minute you could have definitely 3 games a week, possibly 4 games a week towards the end of the season, and we're going to need everybody.
Yeah.
Told the boys at the start of the season the size of squad we'll be looking to take, and everybody's bought into it, and boys are going with seconds or whatever. They're not happy about it. You wouldn't want them to be happy about it, but everybody has bought into the squad game this year, and they'll all be getting their minutes.
Yeah, well, best of luck on Saturday, mate. I hope it all goes well for you. I'm sure you'll have a good day out no matter what. But hopefully on the pitch, which is what you're more concerned about as a manager, you're successful and then carried into the rest of the season as well.
Thanks very much, guy. Look at
Cheers,
yourself,
mate.
man.
Thanks.
Cheers. Speak to you soon, man. Thank you.
Once again, we'd like to thank MON Fitness for their sponsorship for this podcast. Without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do these interviews. So thanks very much again, MON Fitness and the maker himself.